This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everyone. Life isn't easy. We're always dealing with challenges. I guess that's a part of life, but sometimes things present themselves and we look at it and say, why? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening now? What else is going to happen next? I can't believe this is going on. Sometimes we'll even say, I'm being tested. This is being a test. God is testing me. Universe is testing me. Is it a test or is it preparation for something good coming your way? But we need to learn before we can go to the next step. Let's dig into that today. She's got a lot of insight in many, many different ways. First and foremost, as a psychotherapist, but she's also intuitive, has a lot of inspiration, a lot of insight in a lot of the things that we deal with, and had a lot of epiphanies with her in the past, and also validation of things that I've always wondered. Dr. Hadass Hare joins us once again on the program. How are you doing today?
Oh, Steve, it is so good to see you today. And we already had a few things that make absolutely no sense just happened to the two of us today. We have to tell people that I am out of the country and you didn't know how to connect with me and you just called me. And I picked up the phone in Israel, right? We have to tell people this because this is just so making absolutely no sense.
Well,
And yet it did happen.
well, you said that the phone that I rang usually doesn't answer calls from the States in Israel. Even when I was dialing, I'm like, I wonder if this is even going to work. I don't know. Let me find, because I don't see her on Zoom. I don't know what's going on here. Let me find out. You resolved the Zoom issue on your end, and then my call went through. It's I don't know. Things are meant to
For
be.
no reason. It had no reason to go through, but I wanted to use this phone because I wanted to charge it. It wasn't even charged. And yet it rang and you were on the phone and we figured something out.
Yeah.
So this goes right to the business of things that make no sense usually have some sort of meaning, even when we don't like them. A lot of times, when things that make no sense and also are kind of unpleasant, sometimes they are odd. They don't have to be extremely unpleasant, but odd things usually, I tend to believe that they make us think, right? Don't they make us think? Don't you think that
Oh yeah.
they kind of they tend to draw our attention to stuff? They make us get out of our routine and say, why is this happening? Sometimes they make us pout and say, why is this happening to me? But at the very least, even if we're a little bit more resilient and they just make us say, why is this here? Why is this happening? And it's out of the ordinary. And why is this like this? What is up with this? This is a peculiar thing. And why is this happening like this when we expected it to go like that? And so it's, as I like to call it, it's a teaching moment.
Okay, or
And
teaching. So
even
there's a lesson where if there's a teaching moment, there needs to be a lesson that is being taught. With those challenges that we go through, are they all lessons? Is it happening because ultimately we need to learn something?
sometimes it's as simple as, I mean, we all learn in different ways. I tend to be very hands-on. Um, So sometimes it teaches us we're using the wrong type of screwdriver. I like to make things, I like to build things, I like to put things together. Sometimes we really are trying to put something in with the wrong tool. So it's not, um, some people think this universe is put together in order to foster us into growth. And I'm not like that. I don't think the whole universe was put together just for me. But I like the screwdriver analogy because I like to use the right tools. I don't know if you like that analogy or not, but I really I like to learn what kind of tools work. What do you think about that?
Please do. Like, how does that make that connection, the tool analogy, to what we're talking about?
Like Phillips screwdrivers, or like a flathead that's kind of like a butter knife.
Hmm.
And if we don't have the right screwdriver, it won't go in sometimes. And we really try to make something work, and it's not working just because we're and we can get very frustrated. I have some, I mean, I love my clients. I really love my clients. And you know how clients are sometimes very cute and they really try. Either they're very conscientious and they really try to do a good job. You know how sometimes we have these people, they really try to do the right thing. They really try to say the right thing. I was just spending time yesterday with a client. He's really trying to be a better and better and better, actually, husband. And he's trying to hit just the right spot with gestures but he's very bad with words. He said some choice things that he thought were just going to warm the heart. And some of the things he says are just really, I would say so myself, they're terrible. And he chooses them so carefully, and some of them are just terrible. They're just the wrong things at the wrong time.
Mm.
And they're very carefully chosen, but they're like the wrong screwdriver. And we've all done it, right? Sometimes we just assess a situation incorrectly, with very good intentions. Sometimes we just walk into a situation, we just step on toes, not because we mean anything badly, but we just, that's why he needs a good couple therapist, me, to say, listen, let's look at past, present, not what your heart is telling you, but really let's look at the situation. Let's look at what would really warm your wife's heart and not what you think is right in this situation. Sometimes trying hard really includes looking at the other person. For example, um, sometimes it can be a work situation, sometimes it can be a life situation, sometimes it can be a lot of things. Sometimes it just requires an assessment of why this is not working. Um, this just came to mind because this was, I think, not just to me, just plain as day, why that didn't work. Um, and was really landing on him very badly. Oh, now I see you very large on my screen, so I think you need to tell me something.
Oh, I didn't do anything. um, but
Whoa, which means the universe must want you to say something.
then I'm going to say it with what
You
you're
say,
with what you're saying, and even that example of that person understanding their wife partner, right? Don't we need to make sure that we don't compromise ourselves in these situations? Where I'm going with that is that I feel that many of us aren't really us, aren't our true self around others. Now, it can be there's parts of us that bend to meet that person where they are. Because maybe the way I speak with you, I might not speak with, one of my male friends, just regular guy, whatever. It's a little bit different, but it's me. And I know it's me. I feel that many of us aren't being themselves around others and it feels off, but they don't know why it feels off and just life doesn't feel aligned the way it should be. They need to.
that is so true. That is so true because I agree with you so much.
How do we get to be our, I guess it's our authentic self? How do we get close? Or is it just taking that time, doing the quote unquote work to connect and know who we are, truly who we are?
And
Um,
I love that you say that because you know what this invited in my thinking is that um, we have a range of selves actually that are genuine. We have a range of selves and voices that are genuine, and some of them don't get to be heard. And we need to find settings when they can come out, actually. And so some of us live in situations where only certain parts of us ever come out. That's what you said just brought that to my mind. That some of us live in such a restricted way of being that you kind of brought to my mind that we have certain friends or certain places where certain parts of us only come out there. Don't you feel that?
yes, yeah, absolutely. And again, we're going back to the parts of our personality doesn't mean split personality. That's something different. We'll put that over to the side for now. But
No,
different.
I'm thinking like multifaceted. Most of us are beautifully multifaceted.
Agreed. Absolutely. But the baseline here is whatever we present needs to be genuinely us. Even though it's
Exactly.
a slightly different version
Exactly.
here, slightly different there, but there are many of us that wear a mask, and like you said, the real us almost never comes through, and it feels something feels off, and we don't know what it is. But I believe that's what it is. You're not being genuine to yourself, but you're so far down that rabbit hole of being the people pleaser, being this, being that. You're not really,
And the
really you.
people that we love, very often, the people that we love and the people that we love being with are the people that liberate aspects of ourselves that let us be complete and whole and free. And I actually believe um, that is why people love going to therapy.
Mm,
That is why people love, for example, listening to you, because those are settings that liberate us to be more ourselves. Because those parts of us that never get to, I mean, for lack of a better expression, get to kind of go out and play,
mm, mhm.
aspects of ourselves that usually don't free up. we're more completely ourselves.
That's a really, Hadass, that's a really great point because there's probably a child, well, not probably, there's a child in all of us, and this is just one small example, that never gets to come out and play because we think we need to be, let's say you're an attorney, you have to present a certain way but yeah, I just want to go out and play. Like but you have to look a certain way. You have to conform in your mind. You think you need to. So you're never really being you.
And even our attorney self has really wonderful and playful and get to be really smart and get to be a great problem solver. And
Hmm.
behind closed doors, there are very kind of playful and like a puzzle maker. Attorneys have really tricksterish
Yes,
and
yes. But my
way
attorney,
cool
my
aspects.
attorney, who's a friend, um, the other side of him, he's a musician. He gigs. He plays keyboard. He writes
There
songs.
you go.
It's
And
a
he
different
wouldn't
side.
be able to be complete without admitting that because he probably improvises and does really great things.
You know what he also does? He writes songs based on his 30 something years of legal experiences in scenarios. Let's say it's a relationship situation. He's dealt with all different types. He's been an advocate for children. He's written a song about a child suffering, and
Yeah.
that's his way of getting it out there. But he's
And
being himself.
processing. He
Yeah.
processes because if we don't process, if it doesn't come out somewhere, then it's like a house with no plumbing. It's
Well,
not that we can't work on suffering. It's not that we can't. I mean, all of us deal with suffering in the world because it's healthy and good to help people with that. But if it remains
hmm.
clogged within us, then that is not good.
Well, energy needs to go somewhere. Everything we do, everything within is energy. It needs to go somewhere. You can't make energy go away. You can't squash it. It takes a different form. So to your point, he's taking that energy inside of dealing with these traumatic cases over years and putting it to words, creating awareness. And then I didn't see it
Flows
that way.
it forward.
Letting
He
it out.
flows it forward just as it would back to the ocean,
Yeah.
back to the earth.
Back to the
But
universe.
music is very fluid and it's wonderful.
Mm. And there's a reason why that helps us heal. I've
Yeah,
gotten in,
it's
Hadass,
very healthy.
I've gotten into a habit now. Before I go to bed, I listen to music. There are a lot of songs from my childhood too. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Take me back there, whatever it might be. Um, I haven't been watching TV in a month. I just listen to music. But what's happening now is I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm learning from the lyrics. Why did that resonate with me years ago? Now I look back at the lyrics and I see things that I didn't see then. Example, real quick, song by Chicago, the band, came out in the 70s,
Oh, I love that.
1974.
Yes,
And the song is called I've Been Searching So Long. So me,
I love that song.
well, I always thought it was I've been searching for that someone. I've been searching for that someone, that perfect person, whatever it might be. I look back at that like a month ago. Uh-uh. Those lyrics are, I've been searching so long for the answer of life. Like, well, who am I? What am I? It finally came. That's what the lyrics are about. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa. Like, never even realized that. But the song always resonated with me. I think subconsciously my brain knew what it was about, but I was connecting it to the somebody searching for someone. It's profound when when you look at lyrics. Why are songs so popular? We're out of time. We started a little bit late. I want to circle back to this next time we get a chance to get together. Could we do that?
That would be great because it ends beautifully with, it's like it's narrative and bedtime storytelling.
Mm, mm.
It's
Yeah, you
just
know
such a
what?
beautiful
Like,
wrap up.
oh my gosh, Hadass, I didn't realize that. Like, what do kids, back in the day, parents would read them a story before bed.
Bedtime story. Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
that by
End
listening
of
to music.
day.
It's like the lyrics are
You
telling me a
don't
story before bed.
exactly a bedtime story in addition to that fluid lyrics. Yeah,
Whoa,
but a bedtime story at the same time.
my
That's so
gosh,
beautiful.
that's the truth. Like it really is. And then fall asleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Never thought of that.
I will tell you really quickly. A lot of times when I'm really tired, I watch Asian really like Asian soaps
You know what?
that are the same thing. They're like the
Mm.
storytelling. A lot of times they're mythology retold, like 1,000 versions of the same soapy stories.
My
And I get
friend,
to practice like my Chinese and Japanese, but I know the stories, so it doesn't matter if I don't need to really listen to the words.
my friend does the same exact thing. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, doesn't understand. Sometimes there's subtitles, but um, I don't know it's just magical the way they create those stories with passion, simplicity. Best way to reach you, somebody wants to talk, maybe, I mean, you do so much, even right down to hypnosis. How do we find you?
It's my WhatsApp and my phone number, even though I'm in Israel right now, but you've already proven that
It
I can
works.
be reached. It's 508-631-7649, and I have another month of being here, and I'm coming right back to Massachusetts. And we're also meeting next week, and we'll talk about more of this good stuff.
Love it.
So it was so wonderful seeing you and chatting about this good stuff. It was so, so great seeing you, Steve.
Likewise, Hadass, and you just the bedtime story. I'm laughing. That's what I'm doing. Like I never even realized that. Uh, Amazing. This is what you do. You. It's like you hold up the mirror. We realize what's going on in our lives. We'll catch up next time. Thank you for today.
It's so wonderful seeing you.
You too.
Have a great week.
We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.